Oh, amazing is the word, yeah, amazing. No, not at all. It was wild. Yeah, it happened about 2 minutes ago, so very strange. So lovely. It feels like, yeah, I mean, there's just so much good work out there that a kind of an award thing feels absurd in some ways. So 2 feels double as good or something like that. Yeah, it's so important. That's you know, that's where I've been for so long, and to have an opportunity like this to basically put your first play on, you know, it takes a long time for that to happen, and the more support out there to jump over that first hurdle, the better. My friends were very nice to me about it, so they were my friends. But yeah, it's so interesting putting on a show, because you spend so much time with this thing alone, and then you put it out into the world, and suddenly it becomes its own thing, and it's in conversation with people. It's a strange experience, but it's also it's not just it becomes this other third thing, you know, the work of designers and writers and directors and actors. So in a way, you kind of let go of it, you know, it becomes its own beast, and I loved that process. Literally every day was a surprise. People laughing in some ways and not in other ways. I'm very interested in theatre that is a kind of difficult experience for an audience to sit through. And there was some evenings in the show where the show felt like a comedy show, and other times where it felt like very much not a comedy show. I was like hanging around in every show, you know. I was very much sitting at the back, like very much not the like cool playwright thing to do. So it was just so interesting to watch how this thing about very specific people resonated really differently for really different kinds of people. And yeah, I love a theatre experience that feels divisive, complex. Those kinds of emotions are exciting to me in the theatre. So I just want to write what I want to write, and it's funny, you don't really know what you've written until it's up on stage. Like, I spent a long time with this play just on my hard drive alone without anyone seeing it, and it's only really at that like first preview moment when you're like, oh, what is this thing that I have made? And so I think as a writer, you don't really know what you are writing, you just write, and then the world kind of tells you what it is. So my only hope is just to write the next one. That's the plan. Yeah. It's really interesting. For me, it's kind of both. I need both. I need to like be alone for a bit, and then I need to be with people a bit as well. And that kind of balance is really what I am looking for. But it's so funny being in a night like tonight, where it's like you feel like you're in a community, you know, a theatre community, because a lot of being a playwright really doesn't feel like that. It's a very solo thing, and you know, rehearsals as well are kind of a thing. You suddenly like jump into rehearsals and there's all these like people around, and you know, it's these like social time. So it's a strange mixture of those things. I would say that as like a emerging playwright, whatever word you want to use, like I've spent a lot of time before that first show happening, and that can feel very solo. You know, you feel like a solo traveller, and the more ways in which a writer might be able to find their like community, people to read their plays, all that kind of stuff, the better. But yeah, I also like being alone for a bit. Yeah, it'd be a bad job otherwise. Yeah.